Hello, it's Dale here. Today I'm just wandering around with a few different things, but I just have an idea that I want to make a book of some sort. And I'm working on a theme that is pebbles and stones and rocks, as you can see from my plethora of stuff that I've grabbed and thrown on the table. And this is how I usually work. So I'm making up little bits and pieces and getting them going. And maybe this will be my cover. This, just to show you, is actually pre-felt that's been woven and cut and stitched. It's come from a larger piece that I can cut again, and I put some flower stitch just to get the idea of some rocks and some gimp, and for those who don't know, this is the gimp, and it's been just popped down and stitched, a little bit of stitching while I think about what I'm doing. And I've also, as people ask, I have buttonholed right around the edge, so I think this might be the cover with lots more things to come. And I'm going to bind it perhaps with something like this, because I found this in my stash and I'll have to make another few. And this is a piece that's on a bit of coon and felt. I have to think about what I've done, but as you can see, I've buttonholed around it. I've cut the buttonholes, burnt them through, so I can see I've got bits and pieces on there. And it's just a matter of finding, I can see some silver flakes and stuff. So I'm going to have to work two more to sort of match in some way. So that'll be my binder that goes perhaps there. And then in readiness, this is another one. This is something I've made before, and it's reminding me of my theme of rocks and pebbles, because I've got my circles and I'm working on a pre-felt background, and you can see I've worked bits and pieces of different things onto it. Some sari ribbon to use for the buttonhole in a place. The sari ribbon stitches up really well, just need a big chenille needle. And not necessarily all around the edges, but I've just done one for a feature. So I'm putting down some different things and stitching on them, because I like to work with lots of different threads, as you know. So it's my big stack of different threads that I bought with me, all in my theme. I keep everything together this way. So there's cotton and silk and bits of this lovely silk thread that I've collected. Think how I'm going to use them, and some flower stitch, which are always fabulous to use anywhere. But simple stitching, buttonhole stitch, running stitch, etc. And then I've done another one, which is also might go in the book, it might not. And this is, again, because I like to weave, as you know, and I've used stitched here with another interesting thread that I've got, and turn things upside down and stitch, and put a layer of water-soluble stitching that's with silk fibres inside, just to create a piece, make some holes that you can put little things popping out through them. So I'm still working on that, but it's got that rock and pebble effect to it. And then another one I've done in readiness is to weave up some sari ribbon, and I've got a slightly textured thread. I might just leave it this size and then use it, say, for a little insert. Maybe something at the top here that I could stitch down. I have to think about that yet, but it's another option. It's a little bit like filling your sketchbook with little samples and things like that. And I've started another one this morning, and these are some other bits I had, and I've just woven them. They're not pinned or anything like that, but they are different stuff that's gone on top. And then I might maybe cut out some round shapes and or manipulate them in to make some pebbles. Just got those extra little colours, like the little bit of blue that you might see when you're out and about on the rocks, and blacks and the creams and so on. And then I found another piece here, which I could use in some way with other bits and pieces, so cutting bits out after you've made them. This is a bit of Nuno felt, and putting different things down. So it's really grabbing what you've got and thinking about it all. And here's another one that I've done at some stage, which I may chop up. Who knows? So it's a bit of doily and other things that I've worked into it at different times. Just there, I do lots of little pieces at different times, and then I could cut that strip there. Would make quite a good strip to weave into it. And while I was there, I found another one that I've made before, but this has got a little leaf on it, but just the weaving and such, and how easy it is to make a little background piece. You can see the background, which has got a scrim and stuff on the back. So it's getting all those colours, because when you look at nature and look at the colours of rocks and pebbles, there are so many different colours to see in there, so many different shades of colour. And this, just to finish off, oh, here's another beautiful piece of fabric that I found somewhere, goodness knows, but oh, so lovely. I don't know what I should do with it yet. I must have bought it somewhere. And finally, just to finish, Here's a little book I made on holiday a few years ago, but it's just a little bit of easy peasy felting. So I've used some velvet and Nuno felting, some ribbon I had, bits and pieces, a bit of silk scrim, another couple of little pieces of velvet, so sort of works in so nicely. So there's some of my flower stitcher. And to make my cords, I've machine stitched sari ribbon and more velvet. And they're all sorts of shapes because I just sort of did one every day while we were away, a little piece to do, to stitch and play around, stitch before I've... So there's another little one there. And getting towards the end, that's another little one, just using what I had and some flower stitches. So, I hope that's given you a few food for thought, and when I get a bit further on, I'll show you how I'm getting on and what I'm doing. So, thanks very much. Have a great day. Bye.